Jim Maxwell is with me, a retired FBI special agent and bomb technician. He's in Philadelphia this morning. Mr. Maxwell, welcome to our program.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
No one has claimed responsibility for the attack yesterday and on Tuesday, as I mentioned, but it is widely believed to be the work of Israel and its intelligence agency, Mossad. I'm wondering if you could weigh in on whether you think that's possible, whether Israel is capable of this, whether this bears any of the hallmarks of Israel's past work?
Sure. Since we can't draw a direct line to the Israelis, I think it's a fairly good educated guess based on past experiences. This tactic, although we've never seen it on this scale, is not something new. Back in 1996, Israeli intelligence was successful in assassinating a Hamas bomb maker named Ayash. And they did that by placing an explosive charge inside his cell phone. So this historically, and that goes back to 1996. But the comment that I draw from this is, being a bomb technician and the training I have, is that the potential for turning one of these everyday items into an explosive device is always there. Your cell phone, for instance, you have a power source, you have a switch, and you have timers, all in your cell phone. Well, those are three components necessary to make a bomb. Mm-hmm. The only other thing you need is explosive material. So this particular operation is something very long term. This is a collection of both intelligence and expertise
to make it happen. So on the intelligence point, it's because as you mentioned, the cell phone, there's an example of this, and Hezbollah leadership reportedly told members, very clearly about the dangers of using cell phones. The quote was, "Your phone is your agent," and told them to not use cell phones because they could be tracked, instead to use simpler methods of communication, these walkie-talkies or pagers. So that gets to the intelligence point that you made, because back in February, the reporting is they ordered 5,000 of them, and the intelligence must have picked that up. And then the question is, how did they get to those pagers? I mean, how would they access? Would it be the supply chain, Jim?
Well, it's one of two ways: either in the actual manufacturing process, or they were intercepted somewhere in the supply chain. So this, like I said, is a very well planned and well thought out attack. And it had a twofold purpose. It not only took out probably mid-level managers within the organization, but it also erased their ability to communicate. And if you've worked in the military or in law enforcement, communication is key to a successful operation. So they're pretty much crippled as far as their communication ability, and it's quite a remarkable result here as far as this well-planned, well-orchestrated attack.
And the scope, I mean, just how widespread it was. Come back to what you were mentioning. You have the three components for a bomb, and the fourth that you need is explosive. What would they do? What would they have done, whoever responsible, to the pagers and the walkie-talkies to get an explosive agent inside those devices? Let's start with that question, first of all.
Well, it wouldn't take much with modern explosives the way they are today. And I can only base my comments on historical data. If we go back to 1996, a material called RDX was used, and I think this is pretty well documented that 15 grams of the material was placed inside the phone. Now, what you have to understand is that military explosives or high explosives, when they're detonated, they move at extremely fast rates. And I won't bore you with all the details, but what I can tell you is that when this material explodes and it's contained inside a vessel, or in this case, a plastic case, the shrapnel or the secondary shrapnel that's moving as a result of that explosion is moving faster than a bullet. So if that type of material is close to your body, it's on your waist or it's in your pocket, it could result in a lethal wound.
Well, as
And
we
also,
saw, dozens of deaths and even thousands of injuries, and not just from the Hezbollah members who own these devices, but from civilians in their nearby surroundings. Can I just get
exactly.
how do I understand, how would this be detonated in so many numbers all at the same time? How would it be detonated or triggered?
Well, we're getting into an area here where some of my associates would really be very upset with me. I really don't want to give a seminar on how to build a bomb, but I can give you the basics. Okay, certain types of explosives need certain components to make them go off. And this particular operation, it took a lot of planning and engineering to successfully secrete this item, especially its size. Not too many.
But is there like a specific message or something? Is it something in the software? Well, would send it off?
Now we're talking about another thing that's always around us is multi-frequencies. We're talking about things that are around us all the time in our phones, our TVs, our cable TV. Signals are being sent all the time to instruct machines. The one best example I can give you is your garage door opener. Mm-hmm. When you hit the button on your garage door opener, a radio message is sent to the receiver at the other end, and it opens the garage door. Well, the same principle applies here, and some devices have greater strength and distance, especially with a pager. So you could program a pager to receive a specific message, and then that message would open up the gate and allow the device to be fired. So I mean that's an oversimplified explanation, but this potential is all around us because we live in a very technological age, and technology is constantly changing, and this type of thing is makes a lot of people capable of doing this type of thing. So those are the points I want to make without getting into too specifics.
Okay.
Too many. Okay.
What is your estimation when we talk about the scope and the sophistication? How long would something of this magnitude have taken in terms of planning?
Oh, I would say this is well over a year's worth of planning, or at least having this information tucked away for future use. The intelligence comes in, human intelligence, signal intelligence, electronic intelligence. There are all different types of intelligence. And once this stuff is gathered and assessed, you either act on it immediately because you have to, or you tuck it away for future use. And that's how, that's been my experience anyway.
Indeed. Well, we'll see if this is, as I said, portends another bombing raid or military attack or something of that form, if this is the lead into something like that. And Jim Maxwell, thank you very much for helping us understand these extraordinary events. I appreciate your expertise today.
You're welcome. Thank you.